Good morning. This is Thomas at realestatebookkeeper.com. I'm going to let you know what we're doing in the firm today. This is for real estate investors who may want to work with us. It's for bookkeepers who may be working on building their own business, okay? There's a lot of bookkeepers out there. There's a lot of bad ones. Tune in here and you'll become a better bookkeeper, okay? I worked for QuickBooks. I was a consultant and a bookkeeper at QuickBooks. I've seen and assisted books for hundreds and hundreds of folks, business owners and their accountants and their bookkeepers. I can help you too. Today, we've got three main things that I want to get done. First and foremost, number one is getting a proposal out. Number two is getting a client assisted. It also involves cashing a check with that client. And number three is going to be updating our proposal system. Okay, so number one, getting the proposal out. I guess this kind of goes along with number three, but we spoke with a gentleman yesterday who he's a real estate investor. He has multiple properties. His former bookkeeper wasn't doing a great job, was not providing great communication. And when he went to look at the books, they didn't really help him. Bookkeeping is very important. It's an IRS requirement, and you need to have legally defensible documentation if you ever need to go to court, if you ever need to fight an audit, if you ever need to support maybe a loan application, or if you have another investor interested in investing into your business or a partner, something like that, you need documentation. So the bookkeeping does all that, but it also allows you to make good decisions about your business. And it should be a joy every day when you wake up, you look at your QuickBooks Online phone app or whatever you're using, and you see what's going on in your business very clearly and you love it. But that's not the case for most business owners. Most of the time, they avoid looking at their books because they know they're not done right. And this was the case with the gentleman that I spoke with yesterday. And so it's really a shame. In order to grow your business, you have to know what's going on in your business. You have to love your business. That's very helpful as well. And the finances are like core to that. Yeah. So we're going to help him out, present him with a proposal. It's going to be first a historic cleanup for 2025 so that he can have great books, fulfill the requirements that the IRS expects, ensure that everything was done right and he knows what happened in his business during 2025, and he can file his taxes, which he's a little bit behind on, but no problem. We have real estate specialist CPA firm that we work with that I'm also going to be referring him to. So he'll get his books and his taxes done. That's the proposal. And then in this year, we will probably catch him up until this point, and we're looking at potentially transitioning him to another real estate bookkeeping platform from QuickBooks to a platform called Stessa. And I'm not a huge fan of that because I'm a QuickBooks man. I think that probably his dissatisfaction with QuickBooks is actually a dissatisfaction with his former bookkeeper, but he doesn't know that yet. So through the cleanup, I'm going to show him what this can look like. And then he may or may not choose to migrate to Stessa. And if he does, we can facilitate that for him. So that's the proposal we need to get out today. Second thing is this check and client satisfaction situation, our current client. The date was written on the check that was handed to us with a little snafu, nothing intentional. And, these things happen. Business owners are running around, they're stressed, no problem. We called the bank. This is the crazy part. Called the bank to see what could be done because I happen to be out of town. And even though I'm working out of town right now, but we called the bank and someone in the back office of the bank, can't believe this. They suggested that we scratch off the date on the check and put my initials by it and try to deposit it again. And I said, that's check fraud. So anyways, I called someone else at the bank and they said, yeah, not only is that illegal, but we wouldn't accept it anyways. And then, we'd have a huge problem with our client. You've got to be, in every business, in life, you have to maintain your integrity. Nothing is more important than maintaining your integrity and being very honest about everything you do. unfortunately, a lot of times you got to err on the side of being conservative when it comes to trust. Sometimes you have to endure a lot of inconvenience just to be super sure that you can't possibly be seen as doing anything dishonorable, right? Like, that's life. It's especially true in business because it takes a long time to cultivate trust with clients, and it can be all torn down in a second if you make a bad mistake like that. So we're going to have to, we've coordinated with the client, and they're going to come to the office. They happen to be local. They're going to come to the office and do it, switch the checks. We'll help them dispose of, shred the existing check, or they can void it if they feel the need. And even though it hasn't been cashed, they can verify with the bank and give us the new check. And then we're actually, separate subject, but same client, we're going to take a little trip to their house and help them out with something in their books. Not something we typically do, but in this particular case, we are doing like an express concierge assistance with their 2025 tax filings. And there's something that needs to be found, and I believe it's in their office or on their computer. So we're going to go over there to their office and help them out with that. All right, so then the third thing is getting this doggone proposal generator done. And we need a better way to generate these proposals faster. I want to be able to generate and give a proposal back to someone within like an hour. And luckily, because I have a little bit of computer development skills and because AI coding is a thing now, I can actually build it myself. However, if you don't want to build it yourself, you might check out a platform called Account Groove, and that's pretty awesome. Also, there's a group that I'm in, a mentorship group called Bookkeeping for REI. It's in school, SKOOL.com. And it's run by a young man named Max Emery, who's also a real estate bookkeeper. And you can go check that out. I only mentioned Max's group because I learned about Account Groove through that group. I saw what Account Groove could do. We're probably not in a position at the moment to afford Account Groove. And it also seems to be doing some things that I don't really need it to do. So we're just going to build our own internal system that's similar to that. What I'm describing may or may not fail. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. But if it does work, what I'm doing is basically called the SaaS apocalypse. And it's the event in which, why would you pay for a subscription platform when you can just build it yourself for free? That's what we're doing. That's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so anyways, I wish everybody here a great day. I hope this is helpful to you. This is Thomas at realestatebookkeeper.com. You can go to realestatebookkeeper.com or click the link in the description of this video for a free real estate chart of accounts that you can upload to QuickBooks. It's a professional chart of accounts, and it's not going to be free forever, but it is right now. It is today. Also, if you're a new bookkeeper, then you can get some tutorials and stuff. I'm eventually going to have some great courses on becoming a bookkeeper, doing it right. This is from the perspective of someone who worked for QuickBooks, got a lot of great training, knows the platform backwards and forwards, and built their own business and having fun doing it. So, love everybody. Thank you for watching. Give this video a like and a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Have a great day.